Hey, thank you, Jeff. I wanted to talk today a little bit about Pinpoint marketing and what Tellabs is doing to break into new growth markets to help the overall business. Let me tell you for a minute about Tellabs. What we do is produce equipment for telecom networks. So our customers are companies like AT&T, Verizon, British Telecom, Telstra in Australia. We're in 90 countries around the world. And our expansion right now internationally is focused on Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, which we see as the main opportunities to grow our international business. Today, Tellabs is about 2/3 to 3/4 North American, and the rest is around the world. So how do we expand our business around the world in light of some constraints we have like small budgets? In our industry, there's a very concentrated set of buyers. The top 20 companies are about 3/4 of the capital expenditures in our industry, and the top 50 are about 90% of the capital spent in our industry. There's a long sales cycle of 6 to 24 months, and so getting new customers in a new market is kind of tough. But let's talk about how Tellabs did that in Russia. And our strategy, before we knew that we had a huge territory. Russia is just gigantic. It's a huge space to try to cover with a mobile network, which is what our customers are trying to do. We had an unknown brand in Tellabs and literally one salesperson assigned to the country and no strong local partners. Now, there's a strategy that we use in this situation, because this is in our playbook, which we call the pufferfish strategy. And what we're going to do in a strategy like this is pinpoint specific customers we want to do business with. In this case, it was the top 3 mobile operators in Russia. And the idea is to get very close to them and surround them with our message and make ourselves look big like a pufferfish, so that we're able to attract the partners that we want while we're staffing up our sales and service areas so that we can take care of the customers there. And that's the strategy that we use to break into Russia. So the first step in that, of course, is building awareness. And we began with a new version of the Tellabs.com website in the local language of Russian for our customers and partners. And so it's really easy for us to tell, setting up the website, because we've obviously had no traffic before, what will drive traffic to the site, what will get the customer's interest, and help Tellabs get some traction in a new market. Another tactic that we used was to create a customer magazine, again, in the local language, focused on what are the concerns of mobile operators in Russia, and that's something that we've started up and maintained. To drive traffic to our site and get subscribers for our magazines, we ran a lot of banner ads last year, and we continue to run them this year. And one key here is really to keep the ads fresh, to make sure that the ads are talking about the same things that our sales force is talking to our customers about right now, because the concerns change over time. At one point in time, a customer is building out a 3G network, and you're really focused on what's it going to take to make that 3G network financially successful and technically successful, and that's what we focus on. Once that network's built out, we'll turn to the next thing, which in our industry is going to be 4G. At the same time we're doing the advertising, the magazine, and the website, we're also focusing on key trade media in Russia. And there on the slide you see a picture of our CEO who interviewed with Russian media so that we would really be able to get across at the highest level how committed we are to the market and how much we want to be a part of that. In addition to awareness, we worked on building relationships. First of all, of course, with an email list of our customer contacts and our partner contacts. These were prospects, and we went through kind of one by one. We started with an e-newsletter that you can forward to a friend to add, a community of interest there once we've gotten to the right person in a company. And because we were really syncing this up with a sales message that was going to these individual customers, we got pretty good open rate running from 17 to 22%. and a click-through rate of 4 or 5%. In Russia, the most important trade show for telecom network buyers is the Svyaz Expocom trade show, which is coming up soon. And that's one place where we really made sure Tellabs had a significant presence and could be seen, and we could get face-to-face with our customers and show them things about our network through Kaon screens. I don't know if any of you use Kaon, but it's a technology that lets you take a large physical product like ours, show it in 3D, pull out a card, look at the details of the card, see what the interfaces are. You can do everything with this screen that you could do with a real product without the need to haul a new product to the show and set it up and make it work. In addition to that, we did a lot of things that were smaller scale, where we would have a workshop just for a single customer and work through what's the problem they have with their network today, what's going to happen tomorrow as they go multi-generational. They have a 2G network today. They're going to have a 3G network tomorrow. In the future, they're going to have a 4G network. How can they build an infrastructure that is clearly ready to do all of that as a multi-generational infrastructure rather than build each one as a one-off? That's where a lot of savings are for our customers, is by planning that far in advance. In addition, we did partner events, and one thing we did was invite in a large group of prospective partners. What helped us get traction was when they saw who else was in the room, the partners became much more interested in doing business with Tellabs because they realized not everybody was going to get a cut of the business that we're building in Russia. So what were the results from this? The first place you could see it was with web visits, which went from 0 to a level of 400 and finally to about 1,000 a month. And that's pretty good when we're talking to really people at 3 companies. We were also successful in signing up new local partners, and as a result of all this work, we won business at 2 of the top 3 Russian mobile operators, namely Megaphone and MTS, and yes, we're working on number 3 still. This program is the kind of program that we've installed in our growth markets. I mentioned Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. And this type of program has enabled us to increase our bookings in those countries by 53% last year. So it's the pufferfish approach. It's focusing on one customer at a time, making sure that the dialogue is established, that it's relevant things that sales is talking about, that marketing's talking about. That's how we're breaking into new markets with Pinpoint marketing using the pufferfish approach.